If you don't know me, my name is Kobe King, and I've built my trucking business over the last 3 years, and last year we grossed over $1.2 million. Today I want to reveal to you guys the biggest lessons I've learned buying 6 26-foot box trucks, but I only have 4 now. The first 4 trucks were financed, the last 2 I bought cash. The first lesson I learned was buying and finding the right trucks. Gotta do your research. First thing you have to do is go to Google, research the best box trucks to buy. The main ones are Freightliner, International, Mack, and Hino. In my opinion, Freightliner is the best box truck you can buy. Main reasons are Freightliner, the dealerships are everywhere. Most mechanics are good at working with Freightliners. There's a million parts for Freightliner trucks. Second truck I would buy would be a Mack truck. See, I've never owned a Mack truck, but I know that they're wider than most box trucks, and they're equivalent to Volvo. They work with Volvo, so Volvo has great engines. A lot of mechanics work on Volvo engines as well. A lot of time when you're eager to start in this business, you want to pick the first truck you find. The biggest thing is knowing what truck to get and making sure that that truck will last you a long period of time to make your money back from your purchase. Main things you want to look for: the miles on the truck, the year of the truck, and then the maintenance history. Always ask for the maintenance history from that truck to know what's been done on that truck, what has not been done on that truck, and the PMs have been done in good time. If you're getting a used truck, a good mileage is anything under 250,000 miles, but if you can, try to get one under 200,000 miles. That truck will last you a long time and it'll be a truck that is worth the money. Sites to go on to buy trucks are Penske and Ryder. I personally buy my trucks from Enterprise. The main reason I buy my trucks from Enterprise is they're ran as rental trucks, but the company has to keep maintenance on the trucks, which means that they're kept up to date, opposed to a truck that's just sitting in a lot that someone just brought back and they do a quick PM on it and then they resell it. Oftentimes when you're buying a truck through, say, Penske or Ryder, if you don't already have a lending company, they're gonna give you one, but oftentimes they're trying to get the best deal for them. So they're gonna put you in a truck that has probably high interest, or they're gonna tell you because your LLC's only been around this long that they have to give you this, length of a deal or whatever the case. It's always gonna be in favor of the lending company. The best thing I would do is to find your own lender. Try to bring a loan to them when you go buy the truck. What I did is something I wouldn't advise, is going through the lender that the trucking company gives you. They're gonna give you their terms and their terms only. So I would always advise, if you cannot buy a truck cash, which is what I do, which is what the goal should be, I would find your own lender, find your own bank, and buy that truck after that. But in order to buy the truck, you need to have insurance. That's the only way that you can purchase the vehicle. So you have to have just the basic requirements, which are $750,000 in auto liability. Don't need cargo at the time of your purchase, but definitely need the liability. In order to get truck insurance, you can always go through an agent, but if you don't want to, you can definitely just contact Progressive directly. Either works. An agent just will help you find a good deal. When I first started, I did get an agent. They helped me in the process, made things a lot simpler. So I think that'd be the best way to go. Maintenance history and understanding that maintenance is a huge part of this business. Everyone has maintenance. If you're not renting a truck, everyone has maintenance. You need to understand that maintenance is something that goes hand in hand with trucking. It's a cost that is gonna always be there, and as long as you're ahead on your maintenance, you will be fine in this business. When you're first buying the truck though, have a mechanic come look at the truck with you, or oftentimes the trucking company will give you a week to return the truck if you don't like what you see or what's under the hood. So if you're buying the truck, have a mechanic look at it day one to either let them know and hopefully they can fix those issues, or you can return the truck because it's not a good purchase for you. In addition to maintenance, you have to be able and willing to go to the dealership to pick up parts. Parts is a huge thing, as well as having a good mechanic. Those things go hand in hand, but you have to be willing to drive to the dealership. Hopefully you have one in your area nearby. Pick up parts when you need them for that truck, take them to your mechanic and have them fix whatever issues you have while you're running your business. Having a good mechanic is one of the most important things, because they're gonna know your truck way better than you do unless you're already a mechanic. If you can't fix the issues that you have before you get on the road, you're gonna cause more issues down the line. My first 2 trucks I bought were Freightliners. Great trucks. The first one was a higher mileage truck. Didn't know any better when I bought it. Second truck was a great truck. Third truck I bought was an International. During, it's 2021, loads are flowing in. I'm getting work every day. I got brokers telling me, hey, if you get more trucks, I can book your trucks, get more so we can work more. And I have found an International in Reno, right nearby where I live. And the truck had low miles. I think it had 175,000 miles at the time. It was $50,000. At that time, trucks were $60, $70, $80, $90,000. So I'm thinking I'm getting a great deal. I know International, I knew at the time International wasn't a great brand, but I thought because the miles were low that I would be fine, which was dumb for me to think. But I think, shoot, 2 months into having that truck, it started breaking down. The truck just got worse and worse over time, and eventually it got so bad that I probably spent $20,000 to $30,000 on trying to fix it. But the problem was I was taking it to shops that were just throwing parts at the truck. So what I mean by that, they weren't actually diagnosing the truck and fixing the actual issues. They were just saying, hey, I think it could be this, I think it could be that. So then I'm paying for parts, they're putting the parts in, but it's actually not fixing the issue. So $30,000 later, you know, for a $50,000 truck, obviously in the hole for that. And it's all because I didn't take my time researching better trucks. I got ahead of myself, and it's a lesson that I want you to learn. It's a lesson that I learned myself. A lot of wasted money that I put into that truck, and eventually I turned it in. Finding a good truck is gonna be a big thing in this business. So, because you wanted the truck to last. You wanted the truck to last, you know, 500,000-600,000 miles. My first truck that I bought has 660,000 miles on it, and I bought it at 300,000. Have not had to replace the engine. I've had to do a bunch of other work, but still running strong, and most trucks are not going to get to 670,000 miles. It's just something that happens. So since the pandemic, prices were crazy high for these trucks. Now that they're a lot cheaper, they're a lot more affordable to buy, and my advice is always, at least at this point, is to buy them cash if you're able to. Main reason being because when you have a loan on that truck, you know, you have a lender looking for their money every month, and that loan is normally 3 years to 5 years, and throughout that time period, you're spending money on maintenance, you're running it daily, you know, it's collecting miles. So it's better that you can lower your overhead when you start this business. The income that you make is how you're gonna be able to save, and how you're gonna be able to reinvest and buy more trucks. So just so you know, when you buy a truck and you take that truck to the DMV to get registered, if you didn't already have the sales tax already in your loan, they're gonna be looking for that sales tax. So I live in Nevada, we charge 8.5% sales tax. So out of a $50,000 or $60,000 truck, you're gonna have a $5,000-$6,000 sales tax, maybe about $4,000, but they're gonna be looking for that to register that truck that day. So one thing you can do is put it in your loan. So if you have a lender, say, hey, I wanna add my sales tax to the loan so I don't have to pay for it up front. But if not, be ready to pay that money because you won't be able to register it otherwise. I won't talk too much about renting trucks, but a lot of people think that if they rent a truck to be able to start, it's a lot cheaper than buying a truck. Maybe they don't have the credit, maybe they don't have the down payment to be able to buy that truck. But just know and understand that you're gonna be paying $4,000 a month essentially, and you're paying for maintenance. You know, they're charging you maintenance and they're charging you per mile. You know, a lot of people think that they're not paying for maintenance because they don't have to do it, but they are charging you for that. And why give all your money to the rental company when you can put that into yourself, into your pockets? So to me, renting doesn't really make too much sense. So that's why I never went that route, and I never will. I've had one truck that crashed twice, 2 different times, 2 different drivers, but I fixed the truck the first time. I made a mistake by fixing that truck myself. I spent $17,000 on parts and labor fixing the truck. I didn't want to go through the insurance company because I thought they were going to charge me a lot of money when it came down to renew. And I spent that $17,000. I got the truck back running, and then maybe a year or 2 later, another driver had drove off the road. The truck flipped 3 times and crashed, and you know, that truck isn't around anymore either. Obviously, it's total. Definitely when you're in this business, you know, things like that can happen. That's why it's a business. That's why it's not something that you're driving around on your personal time. It's here to make money. So that's another lesson I learned. And times like that, you know, it's why we work so hard in this business. It's why we make so much money, is because you have to have that cushion to be able to fall back on when you do have an issue with the truck, or potentially a crash, or just something along those lines that can set you back. It's important to keep your overhead low if possible. And that's why, like I said, I don't advise renting, because when your overhead is so high, it's hard to get ahead. You know, it's another reason why people don't have 100 trucks. You know, only major companies have 100. But the biggest thing is just being prepared, having a cushion when you do get started working, just having something to fall back on. Again, my name is Kobe. I'm posting these videos. I'm on YouTube because I want to be real and transparent with you guys on my 3 years in business. It took me 3 years to be able to get to this point where we are doing 1.2 million in revenue, and that's not something I would have saw before. But it takes a lot of hard work, and I'm here to lead the way and explain my shortcomings and also my highs in this business, which there's been a lot of highs in this. And with that being said, I did make a step-by-step blueprint that will help you along the way to get started. And if you have any questions, you can always revert back to the blueprint as well. And that free blueprint, the link will be in the description. Please go through it. Please learn as much as you can. And also follow me on Instagram, subscribe to my channel. But I post a lot of content on my Instagram, a lot of my loads, a lot of things I do. It's just as far as the everyday business.